Welcome to this explainer. Imagine just a lone figure walking slowly across a vast, endless white desert. It's a pretty powerful image, right? That solitary walk represents something absolutely crucial that we're going to dive into today. It symbolizes that deliberate isolation, stepping away from all the constant noise of our daily lives, which is actually required to discover who you truly are. We're unpacking the core principles of inner excellence and looking at how training your mind for extraordinary performances, well, it's actually the exact same journey as training your mind for the best possible life. So I want you to really ask yourself, which game have you been playing lately? Let's be honest, so many of us are just exhausted. We're completely burnt out because we've been playing this finite, zero-sum game. We get trapped in this endless cycle of comparison, constantly seeking external validation, always trying to fit in or, just appear successful to everyone else. We end up chasing these short-term wins and temporary highs, treating life like this frantic competition where someone wins and someone loses. But what if we've been playing the completely wrong game this whole time? What if life is actually meant to be an infinite game of growth and connection and discovering what we're truly capable of? There's this fantastic quote from Winston Churchill. He once said, "Those destined for greatness must first walk alone in the desert." His words just perfectly capture the essence of this whole hero's inner journey. Think about it. To achieve true excellence, you absolutely have to be willing to step away from the relentless hustle culture that's constantly surrounding us. You've got to strip away the endless distractions and confront the bare, essential facts of your life. It's in that deliberate solitude, that metaphorical desert, that you really figure out what's driving you. Are you being driven by your own deep internal purpose, or are you being driven by a societal virus? And speaking of that virus, let's actually define what that is. The source material calls it affluenza. It's basically a psychological condition. It's this deep insecurity that bubbles up when you anchor your identity, your literal sense of self-worth, to temporary external symbols of success. And society? Well, society infects us with this virus pretty much every single day. It traps us in this constant, totally unfulfilling state of always striving for more. The second you achieve something, boom, the goalpost moves. It's honestly a sickness that leads straight to despair, simply because your identity becomes completely dependent on things you ultimately have absolutely no control over. You can actually diagnose this affluenza virus using a really helpful acronym, PALMS. That stands for possessions, achievements, looks, money, and status. Now, the absolutely crucial point here is that prioritizing these specific external metrics creates what's called a divided heart. When your ultimate treasure is, say, how you look or how much money you make or your social status, your ego becomes incredibly needy. You start desperately chasing these symbols instead of your actual, true dreams. And in doing that, you distance yourself from genuine fulfillment and, ironically enough, you completely kill your ability to reach peak performance. So how exactly does a divided heart lead straight to fear? Well, imagine reaching out and touching a frameless, empty mirror. You're coming face to face with your own ego. It all starts with being self-centered, right? Which then leads to being self-conscious. And that just amplifies the ego, fueling what the author refers to as the critic and the trickster living inside our minds. You know the voices. The critic is the one constantly judging your circumstances, while the trickster outright deceives you, whispering that you just aren't enough and projecting all your past failures onto your future. It creates this totally exhausting, endless loop of doubt and anxiety that ultimately, well, it ends in fear. But here is the massive turning point of this explainer, the revelation that kind of changes everything. The pursuit of extraordinary performance and the pursuit of the best possible life, they actually follow the exact same path. This is a huge realization. It means you don't have to sacrifice your well-being or your peace or your joy just to be a world-class performer. In fact, true excellence and deep personal fulfillment are achieved through the exact same transformation of the heart. You don't perform better by being more stressed out. You actually perform better by being more aligned. Making this shift requires moving away from the ego and stepping into mastery. Think of a raw, unshaped block of marble and a sculptor's light shining down on it. Mastery requires patiently, deliberately chiseling away the anxious, needy, constantly comparing ego. You are literally cutting away everything that isn't the true you. And what's left? You reveal the poised, fearless, and internally focused self that was hidden beneath the surface the entire time. So, how do we actually defeat that ego? Let's move to the 3 pillars of performance, building a stable inner world. This is the core solution that sets up the foundation to replace all that fear with unshakable inner strength.
To build that rock-solid inner world, we rely on three core pillars. Think of a single dry leaf falling to the ground in a sun-drenched courtyard. It represents the ancient samurai's total, unwavering acceptance of the present moment, even facing death to serve a higher cause. To achieve that level of presence, you first have to lead with love. That fuels your passion and shifts your focus entirely from self-protection to self-expression. Second, you expand your wisdom, which means finding a purpose far greater than just yourself. And third, you have courage. That grants you the poise to be fully, fearlessly present, even in the face of intense adversity.
You can picture this journey as a stark, minimalist staircase ascending toward true freedom. Starting right at the bottom with those three pillars, love, wisdom, and courage, we begin to climb up from a state of being self-centered, moving towards selfless actualization. As we climb and as we finally let go of our ego's totally desperate need for validation, we become fully engaged. I mean mind, heart, and body, entirely locked in. And as you climb that staircase, you reach this absolutely incredible state known as resonance. Imagine a single drop of water falling into a still bowl, creating a perfect rhythmic ripple that expands outward. That's resonance. It's the effortless power of full engagement. It's those almost sacred moments where your personal frequencies perfectly align with the task at hand. Time almost seems to change, and because you are entirely present, the performance just naturally flows right out of you. And the outcome? Well, the outcome completely takes care of itself. Which brings us to a really crucial realization. True excellence is actually a byproduct of being unattached to the final score. Imagine watching a single white petal slowly falling through the air in slow motion. Letting go of your desperate attachment to winning literally slows down time like that. When you finally stop worrying about how you look while you're performing, you completely eliminate performance anxiety. By focusing purely on the process and strictly on the present moment, your awareness is supercharged and excellence just naturally follows. At the very top of that narrow staircase, the ultimate reward of all this intense inner training is waiting for you. It's a Greek concept called zo. It means the absolute fullness of life. We're not just talking about merely existing or accumulating a bunch of wealth here. We're talking about a life that is intensely active, vigorous, and profoundly real. Zo is the total expression of your love, your wisdom, and your courage, all coming together in this state of deep, unshakable contentment. It is the realization of your true self, operating at maximum capacity, entirely free from fear. So this leaves us with a deeply provocative question straight from the text. Will you let go of your little lollipop for the whole candy store? Think about it. That little lollipop, that's the temporary validation, the constant busyness, the hollow pursuit of status and money that our fragile egos just desperately cling to. But the whole candy store? That is Zoe. That is the absolute fullness of life, deep relationships, true resonance, and authentic excellence. So the question is, are you willing to embrace the necessary discomfort? Are you willing to walk into that desert, master your ego, and actually claim it? Take a hard look at what you're holding on to today and ask yourself, is it finally time to let it go?